Okay, and then I also have some questions from Yasu that I wanted to answer today. So the first being, what did I do yesterday? Not gonna lie, yesterday was pretty busy. So over the weekend, I went to North Cascades National Park with my roommate and then my parents. And what we did was we backpacked for like 2 miles. So we packed everything we needed into our packs and then climbed down a mountain to get to Ross Lake, which is this 22-mile lake that stretches from like Washington into Canada. It's giant. And so we backpacked down and then my parents stayed in these cabins that are like floating on the lake. They're super cool. They're on top of these like log structures, so they float out in the lake and they're so gorgeous. And then my friend and I, we took like a small little motorboat, almost like a dinghy, and we went to like this island on the lake, because again, this lake is huge, and we camped on the island. It was super fun. Like we stayed in a tent, we made like a campfire and all that, and it was super cool because like we could just take the boat and visit my parents anytime, like if we needed supplies or whatever. So that was super fun. The weather was like a little, it was rainy and it was like a little cold, and because we're like up in that mountains, the water was super cold, but we still ended up swimming because we figured like, oh, we're out here, we might as well take advantage of this. So that was amazing. And so yesterday I came back from that, so I came back around like 4, I want to say, and we had to unpack all of our stuff. And then yeah, I went grocery shopping for the week because yesterday was a Sunday, and that's when I mostly like do my grocery shopping and my meal prep for the rest of the week when I have work. And so I did that, and then we had a movie night. We watched Doctor Strange because my roommate and I, we really wanted to watch like a Marvel movie because we grew up really loving them. So we watched Doctor Strange in like the formal room of our house, and everybody like came down and we put it on a projector, and that was super sweet. And then I was just like tired from the trip, so I had to turn in early, but that was super fun. And one of our other friends, she came back home because she was visiting her family who lives in Florida, and she baked us these cookies and like brought them all the way from Florida, and they were so good. They were like, I forget what she told me was in them, but it was like miso, brown sugar, sesame cookies. Like, she's like a very experimental baker, but they were honestly really good. And like there were so many flavors in them. It was awesome. So we had those while watching the movie, which was really fun. And then the next question Yasu had was, what did I do last summer break? So last summer was my first summer, like college summer, because I was a freshman last year. So I decided to go home, which again is not that far from campus, but I decided just to live at home because I'd lived on campus my entire, like the entire school year, and I was just like getting a little homesick. So I went home. I spent most of the summer working. My sister, she graduated from Cal Poly down in California, so we went and visited her and then ended up staying in Yosemite National Park for a few weeks after that, just to like explore California, because my parents grew up there, but I hadn't like explored that much, so they wanted to take me there. They wanted to take me through like the Sierra Nevadas, that kind of stuff. So we did a whole fun road trip, but honestly, I think that was my biggest trip of the summer. I didn't really do anything besides that, but then when I was working, I would come to campus, which was really fun because then I could still see all of my college friends who stayed here over the summer. And we would, meet up, we'd go swimming. Sometimes I'd spend the night here. I'd go to like some summer parties with them, and that was really fun because it was like a good mix of when I was home, I got to see my friends from high school, like all the ones that I missed during college, and we would like go and do our regular thing. We would have sleepovers, we would drive around, get food together, and then when I was working, that was kind of like my campus time, my college time, and so I'd go and see my college friends. And yeah, last summer it was like a really good balance. I really enjoyed it. And then I'm switching it up a little bit this summer just because I do want to stay a little closer to my job so I don't have to commute every day. So I'm staying on campus in like a fraternity house, because over the summer they do what's called like summer live-in, because a lot of the guys who live here end up going home, so they have like a bunch of extra space, so they open it up for girls to apply to live in. So I'm staying here with a bunch of girls from my sorority, and I have one roommate right now, and we get like awesome room. It's super close to my job, and I get to stay on campus, which is great. The next question is, what is my strength? And something that I really pride myself in is like my ability to be social. I feel like naturally I'm a very introverted person, which surprises a lot of people because I do enjoy people's company and I like meeting new people. I think I also just really like my alone time, and my social battery runs out very fast, but I'm like always able to rally, and so I like really pride myself on my ability to like talk to people, be friendly, and like meet new people, because I think above all I really value like learning from other people's experiences and hearing people's stories and just kind of like gaining new perspective by like through other people's experiences. So I'd say like that's something I've worked on a lot, is just like my ability to be social, be like socially aware and very, like welcoming and friendly, just because like I want to be able to cultivate those relationships and those friendships. So yeah, I really pride myself on just like my ability to like show up, to talk to people. Yeah, again, just being friendly and outgoing. I feel like that's definitely a big one. And kind of playing off of that, Yasu also asked what is one of my weaknesses. And this is definitely something I'm trying to work on, is I feel like sometimes I can be a little bit controlling. I'm very much like, I feel like what people would call like type A. So I'm very organized. Like I like to have a plan. I enjoy like a neat and tidy space, that kind of stuff. And so sometimes when it's like, oh, we like deviate from the plan, or like people are just kind of all over the place, like I very much like to take control of the situation and be like, okay, here's what we're gonna do, this is where we're gonna go. And sometimes that can definitely like clash with other people, so I'm trying to kind of be more aware of when I act like that and when I like kind of get stressed out in those situations, because at the end of the day it is not that serious. So definitely I'm trying to work on like my flexibility and just how, and like just going with the flow, you know. I think that's like a really good skill to have, and it's not one that I've quite perfected, so hopefully we get there. Okay, and then the next question is, what did I have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? It's like 1 p.m. here right now, so I haven't had dinner yet. But for breakfast, I had banana bread that my mom gave me, and it was so good. I heated it up and like had it with some chai tea this morning, while my roommate and I just kind of chatted, and it was such like a calm and perfect way to start the morning. Like we just listened to some music. I love slow mornings, just like when we're able to like get ready together and like talk and have a good breakfast. So that was definitely today. Like it was a slow Monday morning. So yeah, I had banana bread, and I love the way my mom makes it. She puts like walnuts in it, so it has some like texture, and we use like old bananas, so it has a lot of flavor, which is really good. And then for lunch today, I had a burrito, but it was like this tofu scramble, so it had like onions, tomato, curry powder, that kind of stuff in it, and then you like scramble it all up. And then I did that with black beans, avocado, a little bit of provolone, cheese, and then some salsa, and I put that all in like a tortilla. Oh, and cucumber, just like for some like freshness and crunch. Put that all in a tortilla, rolled it up, and then toasted it, and that was really good. It's gonna be like 75 degrees today, so I wanted something a little bit lighter and a little bit fresher, so that was perfect. And then I think for dinner today, I went grocery shopping yesterday, so I have a lot of like food right now. I might make like, I really like this this meal that I make. It's like rice and then smoked mackerel and as like a soy marinated boiled egg on top, which is really good, with like some green onions, sesame seeds, that kind of stuff. And then I might have that with like a salad on the side or something. I don't know, I have a lot of like free time today, so I guess I'm just gonna, and I like really enjoy cooking, so I might make something a little more complicated than that if I'm feeling up to it, but we'll see. I'll just see what I feel like tonight, I guess. And then the next question is, what food am I good at cooking? Honestly, I like cooking a lot of different things. I'm trying to like build up my repertoire of what meals I make. Because right now I'm kind of like all over the place with the meals I make. I've been like experimenting a lot. I would say I'm really good at cooking like Asian cuisines. I'm like decent at Indian food, and then I really like East Asian food too. I make this really good like soba noodle dish with bok choy that I might make at some point this week. I'm excited, but yeah, I'm trying to get like a little more experimental. At home, I would make focaccia a lot, like the bread, and then make these really good sandwiches with like goat cheese, roasted peppers, arugula, that kind of stuff. But yeah, my goal for this fall at least is to get better at soups, which is kind of random, but I feel like I'm really good at cooking like warm weather foods, like with like fresh ingredients and like cold pastas and salads and sandwiches and that kind of stuff. So I want to get a little bit better at cooking cold weather foods too, like warm soups and that kind of stuff. Because my mom growing up, she would make really good like root vegetables and that kind of stuff into her soups, and so I need to learn from her. And then Yasu also asked if I have any special abilities. I don't know like what you would consider like a special ability, but I feel like some of my talents are, I know how to play the trumpet. I grew up actually playing that and piano. Less so piano. I quit that at an early age. Unfortunately, my parents were very disappointed. But I stuck with trumpet for a while. I still enjoy playing it. It's like a very loud instrument, so I can't practice it that much when I'm like living in a shared space like the sorority. But it's definitely something I still like. I love jazz music and stuff like that, which I think is why I really wanted to do the trumpet. I'm also actually really good at origami. I like randomly in my first grade class, we had an entire unit on origami. So once a week we had a teacher who would like come in and teach us different forms. So I don't know, I'm always like folding paper cranes at work and stuff just because it was something that I did so much in my childhood that I'm like it's just like something to do when I'm bored. I'd also say like I'm very crafty. I feel like I pick up different art forms very fast. I was into watercolor for a while. I've done sewing. I did charcoal art for a little bit. I recently I got into beading. I started with like beading clothing, so just like adding little designs and like embroidery to that kind of stuff. And then I started doing sculptures. I have it kind of looks rough right now because I just moved all my stuff and it got a little beat up. But I just did this like beaded flower art thing. So these are all like beads and wires, and then when it catches the sun, it's so pretty because they're made of check glass beads, so they're like completely translucent, which I thought is pretty cool. So yeah, that one is like a recent hobby, but who knows what I'll get into next. I feel like I guess like a skill or like a special talent would be just like being able to pick up the like artsy craftsy stuff very quickly and like having a knack for that.
実践的な英会話を短期間で効率よく身につけたい方は、いろんなアメリカ人の生の英会話を学ぶのが一番です。英会話教材 This is 英会話では、アメリカ人約150人の生の英会話を紹介しています。概要欄に紹介していますので、ぜひ見てください。それでは次回をお楽しみに。